Good afternoon. Hope everybody's doing well. I just came down here to the Plant Science Research and Education Unit down in Central Florida. Wanted to take a look at the research plots, maybe give you guys a chance to see some of the stuff that we're doing. Plan on showing you some of the shade trial that we've got going on now, and maybe we'll wander over and take a look at the traffic trial that was just planted, and maybe take a glimpse at a couple of other things. While I've got your attention, our North Central Florida Turfgrass Field Day is coming up on Wednesday, October 10th. You can register for it at www.gatorturf.eventbrite.com, www.gatorturf.eventbrite.com, and look forward to seeing all of you here. It's a good opportunity to see the latest research that we've got going on between myself and all my colleagues. Get a chance to visit with us, get a chance to visit with some of the sponsors who will be here with booths, and also get to enjoy a pretty dang good barbecue lunch from Cowboys Barbecue. So go ahead and flip on over there and register real quick while you've got it on front of your mind, and we'll get out of the truck here and show you around the plots for a little bit. Like I indicated, we are down at the Plant Science Research and Education Unit in Central Florida, and we're gonna take a look here at a shade trial that has been planted out underneath this set of oak trees. We got here just in time for the irrigation. The sod was laid for this Bermuda grass shade trial. About half of it was laid last week, and half of it was laid the week before that. You can definitely see some of the cultivars here that are been down on the ground a little bit longer. They're getting a little bit leggy and looks like they're ready to be mowed. Ultimately, once this gets established, we're going to be maintaining these plots under two different heights of cut so that we can see how both mowing height and cultivar will influence the success of this Bermuda grass stand under this tree canopy. That's kind of a cool opportunity to have this tree canopy here. We've got about 350 feet of shade to work with the natural oaks. These were planted just before I started here. Actually, I started at University of Florida in 2007, and these were like 3-4 inch caliber trees. Really didn't cast any shade at all, and here in the last couple of years they've really kind of closed in for us and give us an opportunity to do what they were intended, which is to give us some natural shade to work with for turfgrass evaluation. We've got the Bermuda grass trial that I just mentioned right there that has irrigation running. There's 7 cultivars of Bermuda grass in that trial. We've got some zoysia grass trials and St. Augustine grass trials in some of these other rows. Tree shade is a kind of a unique challenge for turfgrass because the tree leaves themselves filter out some of the light that is important for the plants for photosynthesis, and you add that with the competition for nutrients and water from the tree roots, and it ends up being a pretty stressful environment for turfgrass to grow in. So it'll be interesting to see how these perform. It is, like I said, kind of a unique opportunity. We've done shade work before, and we actually have some shade trials that are being conducted in this shade canopy over here. The shade canopy gives us the ability to have this nice uniform shade, all one density. We can change the shade cloth out and make it darker or lighter if we want to, but the challenge with it is that it just changes the light intensity and actually doesn't have as much of an impact on light quality. On top of that, you don't end up having any competition for nutrients and water with tree roots. So a shade canopy like this, while it is very valuable for evaluating turfgrass cultivars, it is a very different environment than what we would see under trees. We'll take a peek in here. The project that's in here is part of a multi-state turfgrass breeding project. There's cultivar trials for St. Augustine grass, zoysia grass, Caesaropa paspalum, and Bermuda grass. We'll take a peek in here. Right down here on this end of the structure, we've got our Bermuda grass entries. You can see that they're actually kind of thin. They're not really loving the shade that they're under. As we move down through this, we've got our Seashore paspalum entries. Definitely Seashore paspalum in this environment seems to be doing a little bit better. The entries are doing better than the Bermuda grass in terms of the density that they're able to maintain. As we move into the darker shade, we have our zoysia grass trial. There's both the finer textured Matrellas and some of the coarser textured japonicas in this. And then last but not least, our St. Augustine grass trial. As you can see, there's some pretty good performance here. Some of these are filled out really nice. We also have some blank spots where whatever cultivar or plant happened to be planted there initially has not survived since planting. So, that might be an issue with shade, it might be an issue with disease or pest resistance, but for whatever reason, some of those haven't survived up to this point. We'll walk out here through the gate. You see all these tubes. This is a completely different trial. This is looking at the influence of seasonal variability on rooting of different species and cultivars of turfgrass. These tubes, I should get down here and take a look. They're clear acrylic tubes. They're about 2 meters long, and we've got a camera system that we can stick down in there, and it indexes to take pictures at the exact same spot every time, and we can run that through a computer system then and actually trace and measure root growth and decline as it relates to the season in which we take the pictures. So we're trying to get a better understanding of how the different root and soil and environmental temperatures, environmental conditions influence the growth of the plants throughout the season. Take a look at this real quick, and then we'll call it a day. This is another part of a study that's part of that multi-state turfgrass breeding trial. There's a lot of plots out here. These are repped out into each individual plot's a different grass species or cultivar depending on what it is. There's St. Augustine grass, zoysia grass, Bermuda grass, Seashore paspalum, all of those are out here. And these sets of plots were allowed to dry down once they were established to look at the drought response of these different cultivars and grasses, to see which one of them have a better drought hardiness and which ones have a good chance of holding on under stressful conditions. I hope that this was kind of interesting for you. And you can see over there in the distance, the irrigation's running on the traffic trial for the Bermuda grass cultivar evaluation. Hopefully that'll be grown in and ready for us to put some traffic on here in the next few weeks or a couple months, and see what we can do there to separate out the different Bermuda grass cultivars. Hope this was interesting. Leave some comments if you have any, and keep checking back. I'll try to put some more videos up about different research and things that are going on. Don't forget to go to www.gatorturf.eventbrite.com to register for our field day. Again, it's the morning of Wednesday, October 10th. Thanks. Go Gators.